Hey everybody, it's Cindy A. Lewis. Welcome to my channel. Tonight's video is about my junk mail envelope junk journal that I'm calling Thankful Heart because I want to put together an easy, quick journal for a daily thankfulness to reflect in November. And it's easier if you have something that's easy and quick to put together, and you're upcycling something that would normally probably just hit the trash can. So before I go on, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for joining. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I appreciate you joining, and if you're interested in subscribing, please do so. I'd love to have you part of my YouTube family. Also, if you are coming back and you're part of the family, thank you so much for joining today to watch this video. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is part 2 of this journal that we're creating here. This one is called A Thankful Heart, and it is, as I said, made out of junk mail envelopes that would get thrown in the trash. So the previous video, I put it together, and now this one is, we're gonna decorate the front and then start working on the inside. I'm gonna give you some of my ideas that I have here and show you some really cool things that you can do too to enhance the journals that you make, whether it's a junk mail envelope journal or not. So let's get into it. I've pulled out, as you saw in the opening, a ton of stuff. So sometimes I'm not always sure exactly what I'm gonna do, but I do know what I'm gonna do on this cover. And if you saw the first video, and if you didn't, I invite you to go back and look, is I have my envelopes all put together and glued together, and I've put my closure on this pretty lace from Dollar Tree. And then I took some paper and made a cover that is one piece instead of a front and a back panel, creating a cover, a spine, because it's just going to be easier the more I fill it. So I wanted to have something where I could put about one thankfulness a day. So I do this step by step, so it may be more basic for some of you than you want to see, but you can forward through it. So let's get it started. Okay, the papers that I've cut to work in this journal are actually called Thankful Heart, and that's why I ended up using that name, because I was going to call it Bountiful Blessings. But then when I saw this paper, fell in love with it. This is the one that I chose, and I love these beautiful muted tones. So I've got the first part done, and I've cut all my pieces, and I am going to age this to make it look older and more vintage. So what I have here is a homemade vintage tool. This is a felt little pad from Dollar Tree. You can buy them. There's a bunch in a package. And this is just some cocoa dye ink that I have. You can see it's well used. I just put a little on here, and then I just go around the edges and give it a little extra. And you don't have to do that, but that's what I'm gonna do on this one. So let me get that done. The first thing that I'm gonna do now, since I've aged this, is I wanted to put some burlap and lace. I love burlap and lace. It's just beautiful, and this isn't really aged, but that's okay. I'm just gonna use a small piece of it. And then I'm gonna take this Thankful off of these wall decor stickers from Dollar Tree. You can see it comes grateful, thankful, blessed, and has these beautiful leaves on it, and it has Thankful. And I have looked at this, and I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn my cover over, and I'm gonna pull this off here, and I'm gonna put Thankful on this side, and I want it to be just to the edge. And you can see that's no glue. I love that. And then now I'm gonna take I'm going to take a piece of this burlap, a piece of this lace, and I'm actually going to take one of these hearts here that is in this little set that's from Tuesday Morning. It's called Hello. These are little wood veneers. I'm just going to open this up and grab this little heart out of here. If you have a heart, or if you're going to make one like this, you can actually just write on it what you want. You don't have to do what I do. These are just some ideas. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut a square, and let's do that now. So I really do want this look with the fringe. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off because I like that. Set that aside. Now I'm going to cut a square, and I'm not sure exactly how big I want the square to be, so if I want to make it a little bit bigger so that I know. And then I want it to go like this. So I need it to be just a bit smaller. So I'm going to cut this. Sometimes you just have to play with it a little bit to see what you want. Yeah, so something like that. I'm going to pull this off here. To pull this off burlap, you just pull the little threads. They come really easily off. And you have your fringe, just like that. All right, so now I want to put this here, and I'm going to take a little piece of lace, and I want it to fit inside that. So I'm just guessing at this right now. You could measure and everything, but I just want to hurry it along for you guys. All right, so you can see that this is about the same size. I think that'll work. It could be smaller. Let me just trim just a tad off this side. You can always use those extra pieces too, so don't worry about that. All right, so I don't know. I think I like it smaller. So I'm just going to cut a little bit more. All right, so I have my piece of lace, and then I'm going to do it like that. So I'm going to glue that together, and then I have my little wood veneer, and I'm going to take some of my dye ink, and I'm going to put a little bit on there, on this, to give it some age. All right, so then I've got that. Now, if I don't want that, if I want some color, you can see I actually like that a lot. So I'm going to glue that on like that, thankful heart. So, okay, so here is my thankful heart cover. I really like that. Okay, this is a Momenta punch, and what it does is it punches and it embosses at the same time. So I'm going to show you with this piece of paper. You just slide it in, and you do have to apply a little bit of pressure, and then it punches out the leaf or whatever your punch is, but it also embosses it. So I don't know if you can tell. I've got glue on my fingers and stamp ink. Let me show you by putting a little bit of, here, let's try this honey pot and see if it can show you the embossing from it. So I'm just going to go over it, give it a little extra, and you can kind of see a little bit the embossing. So I'm going to use these throughout my journal, and I punched some different colors, and like this red one, I like to use the cocoa. So I want to show you again, just show you how the embossing comes out on the leaf. So it turns out really, really cute. I love it. I love it. So I'll show you on, this is one of the green ones, but I'll show you on this lighter color. Want you to be able to see that, and it's really, really cool. So you can kind of see a little bit better. And you could add any color dye inks that you want, or any color inks that you want. Dye ink dries a little bit faster. Okay, so you can see I added a little ink to all my leaves, and I'm going to set those aside. That's going to be a really fun thing to add to my pages in my Thankful Heart journal. So I'm going to set those aside, but I did want to show you this cool punch. And if you have any punches, like this is a cute maple leaf punch, you could use that too. But once I've had that embossing one, I didn't really want to use anything else. Okay, so my journal cover is still drying. So I have my pages cut that I cut out of my papers to fit the page. Some of them I made to open up like this, and some will be on the other side and open inward. It's really cool to be able to make some different types of pages, and so these will be vintage. One thing that you can do is your cover last, but I did want to show you how I did my cover, so that's why I did it first. So you can pick any pages that you want to work on. Envelopes naturally have a pocket, so if you want to utilize that, feel free to do that. You can also cut, like at the top. Just want to show you here. I can cut a pocket just by snipping the top of my envelope off that way. And now I have a pocket for a journaling card or a tag. Now this would need to be sealed. And one thing that you can do with that is you can take your paper, whatever you're going to use, and you can glue that down and then just take some washi tape and you can accent that as well. So just showing you a couple of ideas. Now, one thing that I wanted to do was an open out card, and I showed you that. So I decorated this a little bit, and I put a little button on here to make it look kind of like a doorknob. So you would pull it open like that. I just put 2 holes through the card this way, and then I put jute or twine through it. I put a little glue on it and a button. So looks really, really cute. Now I'm going to adhere this side down. So I'm going to take it and I can put it inside where it opens this way. Or I could put it here on the outside where it opens out. I want this on the outside, so I'm going to put it, I'm going to glue it down this way. And this envelope, it fits just fine. Some envelopes are a little bit different size. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to cover this paper really well. This glue that I'm using is the Tombow Mono Aqua liquid glue, and it is very forgiving in the fact that it is a liquid glue, but it dries really nicely for journaling and for your paper crafting. So I'm just going to smooth that out a little bit. I'm just going to take this and glue it down to my envelope. Now I want to make sure I get to the edge of this one. So you can see it's already starting to stick. And make sure it's straight. Let's see. And that's why you don't want to use like any kind of hot glue on a paper journal. Okay, make sure I'm getting my paper in the right place. And I'm going to put it down like this. Now if I do want to take washi on the edge of the page, I can also do that. Now another idea that I had was I love the lace and I love the burlap. So to stay with that theme, I like this lace, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lace. Oops, there's my heart. I lost my heart. Now I found it. Okay, so I'm going to take my lace. I want it to be like a, I don't know, kind of like a curtain over it, an overlay where it can open up and I can put a journaling card here on this page. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to glue it down on the back side so that when I glue this page on, it will give it more stability. So I'm just giving you some ideas here today. We're going to try to finish this by the end of the week so that we're ready for November. Now these are ideas. You don't have to wait for me. You can definitely work on your own and do your own Thankful Heart journal. Another tip is, this is the inside cover, so I've got these and I don't have any pockets added or anything. But you see this strip here is a perfect place to put some washi tape. So I have this really cute washi tape right here. So I'm just going to pull this down, and I'm going to put it in between the two and push it into that crease and then trim it off. And that'll help cover that part, and then it also is helps to bind it together a little bit. So I've got that, and then here you can tear washi or you can cut it. I'm just going to cut that and then trim it. So then you have that. So now I've got my cover, I've got my, I may have to put a little glue on that, and then I have my inside. Now I'm going to make a pocket or something there. Have this one here. Then I did go ahead and put this one in. You can see I put the tag, always be thankful always, with this little sticker. So I'm going to work on this, and then probably tomorrow I'll have another video of decorating the journal, but I did want to show you how to put the cover in and some ideas for decorating, how to get your pages ready, and then we'll finish it up hopefully in one more video. Thanks for watching.